Hello, hello. We're gonna finish this game today. And Katarina's back. Hey, Andrew. Let's go confront a Medusa.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Oh, there you are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
She brought the fucking...
She did, in fact. Now, if you went with Pan in the beginning, obviously Pan is the one that comes and helps you. And if you choose to pick neither of them, they both show up to assist you here. It's fantastic.
Freddy, please tell me you don't think you're some kind of adventurer.
I'm sorry. Are you not about to head into a monster's lair at great personal peril? What else would you call that?
You're such a dork. I adore you.
Good, because I'm not about to let you wander in there without backup. Who knows? Maybe the stuff I know about Medusa might actually apply. Well, that'd be a switch.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know she was human once, right? And she was cursed?
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
To be more specific, now depending on the myth that you go with, either her and Poseidon hooked up willingly in one of Athena's temples, at which point cursing her is justified, or Poseidon assaulted her, and then Athena turned her into Medusa. And in some cases, it's a vindictive thing, and in other cases, it's because that happened to her, she did the whole Medusa things that no man would ever do this to her again, and it's actually an act of kindness. This myth has many variations.
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Asterion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not like him.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right? Do you think she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious!
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
No, this one is one I never really honestly, I don't understand it. But, like, all of them are good, and so I don't know which one to go with. Let's use it at Freddy distraction, because Freddy is great at being a distraction.
Hi, this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh God, no. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors. Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit. No, do not tell me that I got
just
it
keep
wrong.
them
I spent
busy while I
$50
look
on this
around.
ticket. I demand my personal photo.
What a long day, hiding in the light. Such a long day, dreaming of tonight. This sacred bite. Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Right, let's play. I'm sure you can bite, okay. But you get a fight today. You're fighting Grace this time. And this time's mine. This time.
For
is mine.
centuries, these heroes got sent to me. Each one of them bent to me.
Not meant to be this time.
This time and all time.
This time's mine.
This time's mine. This time, just
This
like
time.
every time.
He's mine.
Now look into me. Your body glows freely every time as it tenders, turning jelly as it renders. I think you're saying I can't speak, and that was why can't I speak? I call it the preparation. All right, that's fine. You want the boring facts? Well, dear, this process makes your meat relax. Turn you to stone and miss that lovely musy taste of you. And it's just murder on the jumpers too. That thing you said before, you're right, it's true. Feels extra special doing something you can't undo. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look into me.
Saw a hunger with no end. You lost Medusa. Unless you find a friend.
What I should
Can be
look at me, but don't look at me.
Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me, so
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look into me.
Listen, Medusa. She's ashamed of what you do, but she never stops using you. Hey, I'd be a monster too. I'd be like you, big time. And it's time to realize you're the victim of a
You're
crime.
lost, little girl. No more Hail Marys. We both know the victims, you, the monsters, me.
You don't know, you don't know.
You know that you didn't
kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know, you know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Fine grace.
Don't you see, Medusa? You are just her tool. Your queen's a user. You're Athena's fool, Persephone. She's a friend to me. We can get you free.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Freddie, you made it.
Who's making fun of the adventure pack now? I've got 2 more cans where this came from.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected...
You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her?
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
He killed Hecate's cat by accident, but this still seems hard to believe.
Yes, I only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me. Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Uh-huh.
Well, what of Pan? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because he informed me.
So much for never lying to me.
What were the odds, honestly?
Let's put a pin in that for the moment, shall we?
I am a monster. It's true, I do not deny it. It's still, I did not kill the muse.
I like how she talked about eating people, specifically heroes, like it was like alcoholism.
I was gonna say that's a bit of an interesting comparison.
I enjoy it. Just because she seems to have as much control of it over it as most alcoholics do.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Indiscretion, huh? That's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth... I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
He knew. Right from the start, Pan knew Calliope was there that night.
Yeah, and who could have foreseen that he was lying to you the entire time? Who, I ask you, a mystery even the Oracle couldn't have penetrated.
Now this is actually one of the few parts that when I originally played it there was a little bit of some jank. If you side with Pan, or if Pan is here, and they did a patch since I did this playthrough, so they may have fixed it since then, but she will confront him here and yell at him here, and then she goes back to his garden and has nearly the same conversation verbatim in his garden. That's clearly a bug. It's meant to do one or the other. So just, I guess, be aware of that if you play this game and you want to go with Pan.
Yes, fine. You were right, Freddy. As always.
Ha! See, was that so hard? Anyhow, you probably have a few questions for Mr. Goatman. I'll see you at home.
Would you really have tried to burn Medusa's face off? With an aerosol can?
Hell yeah! One hint of googly eyes and...
What would I do without you?
You'll never need to answer that question, Grace.
Aaron!
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
And lied about why.
I omitted things, yes. I was rather hoping to avoid suspicion falling my way.
I've never lied to you, Grace, and I never shall.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse, and you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently...
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Pan is a super interesting character, especially if you side with him. They do a really good job of writing pretty much every character, but like he's really good. Same with Freddy. Freddy is like really, really well written, even among these well written characters.
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Waited. Were you looking for me?
All over, yeah. Athena sent me to find you, but it wasn't easy. Yeah, you must have been busy.
Yeah, because I stand trial soon.
Right, that makes sense. Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
I love how they just kind of dropped that exposition and then just walked off like that wasn't a major reveal.
Yeah.
You say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
Hermes is super cute and super sweet.
You mentioned the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddy, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized it's off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
But you know what happened there. That's where Calliope was attacked.
Yet it's not where she died, Grace, is it?
So because she made it all the way to my apartment, we shouldn't care why she was bleeding to death along the way.
You think our judgment was rash? It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
You care. About me? That's a laugh. You sit up here in your tower and whatever humanity you might have once had, whatever wisdom, it's eroded away to nothing. The only thing you care about is making sure it doesn't all shatter. Not on your watch.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
You know, it's too bad. I've been an idol for 5 minutes, and I've been out there solving problems you've all wrestled with for how long now? I could have helped you, Athena. I could have helped all of you. But you don't see that, do you? You're so busy holding on to what you have, you can't see what you're throwing away.
I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
I have many concerns with your attitude, but you know, here I am.
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Doesn't matter, you gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Welcome back, Andrew. I'm about to be a colossal dick to this woman.
gave it to me. Athena, I had that key all along.
You what?
It's just like you thought. I used it to attack Calliope that night. Then I brought her back home to finish her off. A mortal with a plan, baby. Stole my way into godhood. Watch me roar.
That's not funny, Grace.
What's funny is that you thought I'd tell you without getting anything in return. Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal, one she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
She's totally a Karen.
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
Is it true you can't remove her curse? Or is she just too useful?
I wish I could remove the curse. I'm afraid the Athena who bestowed it is long gone. She was prideful, that Athena. As prideful as she was powerful, I'm ashamed to say.
The current Athena is responsible for everything she's done.
I am well aware, Grace. What is it that you would have me do exactly?
How about you stop treating her like a servant? Maybe send her somewhere she won't be tempted all the time.
Oh, well, if you happen to hear of a diet camp for man-eating monsters, by all means, do let me know. Now, if there isn't anything else?
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
Sort of, but I feel like I'm missing something important. Maybe the goddess of wisdom could help me out?
It would be helpful to know what Calliope was doing at the reliquary, but she's not available to ask. Not until you regain her memories, at least.
Why not put off the trial until then? Seems like a good way to solve all this. Yeah?
And trust what you decide to share? I think not.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
Don't take it personally, Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
It was a bit much, dragging me into her office just to complain about the investigation she forced me into. What could she hope to achieve? That I'd stop trying?
Maybe she just wanted to find out what you know.
I imagine she simply wanted to remind you not to rock the boat as you bail. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Uh-oh, what now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
You know, Athena said something to me. That it'd be nice to know what Calliope was doing there in the first place.
And she's correct.
It's the only piece of the puzzle we're missing. Calliope went there because she had a plan. But what plan?
If she left clues behind, wouldn't Hecate have found them already?
That's a really good question.
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Her memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
I'm willing to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
Last time Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
A week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised. If her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms? At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you and we apologize profusely.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my, you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Deja vu it is.
One thing I do like that is very consistent, none, and I do mean none of the idols like Freddy.
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
That's because we are desperate, Grace. Either we take this shot at learning the truth, or we overthrow Athena and the chorus by force, and disregard this stupid trial.
She's joking, right? She's joking, right?
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If she was keeping to herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
What if Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future. It'd be a twist.
Right then. Back to the reliquary it is.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't go in with you. Hecate would sense me right away. I will, however, stay close by. Now that doesn't mean you should take stupid risks. Don't be a fool, Grace.
We're already way beyond that, aren't we?
Come on, the time for adventure is now.
Ah, this will not end well. I know it.
I have zero wish to be mean or dishonest with Hecate. Hey, Jay!
Ah,
I do, in fact.
oh, you were expecting us?
It is written that you would come, yes.
That is so cool. I kid you not.
Yet it was also written that you would sneak into the reliquary as Calliope did, so this encounter is unanticipated.
You must know why we're here, though.
Yes, although why you refuse to ask Athena for permission, I cannot fathom.
Because she would refuse, probably.
Without question. So how can my answer be any different than before?
I just thought that after last time, we'd become friends.
And you believe that I should place friendship above my integrity and my sworn duty?
Well, when you put it that way.
I understand the nature of a favor. I am simply afraid my purpose here is not so easily cast aside. Not for anyone.
Huzzah!
The only reason you won't let me in is because Athena forbids it, right?
She is the one to whom I made my promise, yes.
What if I said that she's a suspect in Calliope's death?
Is she a suspect?
She's an idol. I don't know that she's not a suspect. Yet. Without more evidence, isn't her command potentially self-serving?
You will regret this. That is also written.
That is a yes.
Go quickly. Look, but do not touch. The reliquary stores many artifacts, some dangerous.
About a month or so old, yeah.
Okay, Grace. What the heck do you do now?
And because every single person plays it a little bit differently, it has you can watch someone play it and then someone else play it and watch a different game.
How do I do this? Where do I even start? Calliope must have been here. She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just focus.
Yep. I will say the main story beats do not change because, like, they gotta tell their story. But, like, yeah, like, depending on how each person does the songs, they could be different songs.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I've definitely been here before. I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it? Is that a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both. What did Freddy say about mazes? Was it always go left? Or go left and then go right? Is this an armory, too? Freddy, are you out there? Can you hear me? What am I doing? All that'll do is tell everyone where I am. They should really charge for tours. It's kind of amazing. I don't even know what language that is. Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere? This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she... Uh-oh. I don't suppose there's any chance you'll put those knives away. Okay, then. What's happening? Why didn't it work?
Grace?
Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
No, I won't let you!
Freddy! Oh god. Oh god, Freddy!
By the gods.
You summoned the Furies.
What?
Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here?
I didn't! There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it!
There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it.
I don't care what brought them! They killed Freddy! You need to help her!
I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have that. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
No, I'm not leaving Freddy. Not like this. All this magic. There has to be something. Don't tell me there's no way to undo this.
Come. There's nothing more to be done.
Oh, long before the regret comment, they've been heavily foreshadowing Freddy dying since the very first scene we see her in. Just like in the Iliad. And if you've read the Oresteia, or know of the plot of the Oresteia, you already know who the killer is. Because the Furies are in very few tales.
I'm sorry it came to this, Grace. It's clear what your friend meant to you.
Her name is Freddie. Was Freddie. She was more than just my friend.
Yes, I see that. Grace, is that how Calliope died? Was she also attacked by the Furies? Do you remember?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
No doubt sent by the same person. Perhaps for the same reason.
No, there are 4 romance options in this game. Grace has the option between romancing 2 women or 2 men. Grace here is bi.
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
No one does, not these days. Hecate herself would have been my guess. Zeus might have, in his role as king of old Olympus, but he is long gone.
Clearly someone can do it.
Unless they weren't summoned. They could have been responding to something you did unwittingly, something Calliope also did. What that could be?
It's all good. But yes, I have hardcore been romancing Freddy the entire game. So a lot of what Grace is saying now is very, romantically tinged because I've been playing her that way.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
There's only one use for that mirror, to speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates know all that is or will be. Destiny is theirs to command, or so it's said. One contacts them either to know one's fate, or to change it. Not that the Fates are likely to oblige.
Can these Fates really control the future?
They control the fate of all beings. I imagine it's they who give Apollo his powers, and they who write Hecate's books.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, it seems.
Could it have been the Fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
This is near the end.
To be vindictive. If they don't want to answer, they simply won't.
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
Think of them as forces of nature, but an aspect mortals rarely encounter. They're older than any idol. They were created to enforce the ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Well, there were. Laws even the idols had to obey, from the earliest days of old Olympus. Even if they still existed and you'd broken one, we would all know. These are not petty crimes one stumbles into.
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They exist to punish. They demanded blood, and blood was taken. It didn't need to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
They wouldn't have rested, not ever, until they had their due.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Well, there is another way to ask them.
I wondered how long that would take. Hecate is enraged. She's threatened to close off the reliquary entirely and forever. Athena is beside herself.
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough. You just had to keep pushing, didn't you? Until you got what you wanted.
This isn't about me. We're out of options, Apollo, and you know there's only one other way to contact the Fates.
Oh, how convenient.
Wait, what's this about some other way? What are you talking about, Persephone?
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and, overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
Is there really no other way to talk to these fates? Do we have to take the nuclear option?
Do you want to try going back to the reliquary?
No. No, hell no.
The only other person with a direct connection to the fates is Apollo here.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Then it's the throne or nothing, isn't it?
I like the scene a lot because they really, Grace is already small, but they made her tiny in this scene because she's the only one sitting.
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. Then why did you come, Apollo? To gloat? To wish Grace well? Or to actually help? Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the fates. It's simple.
Is Apollo right? Is this something you planned all along, Persephone?
Meaning what? What, that I knew what would occur at the reliquary? Perhaps you think I'm the one who unleashed the Furies upon you.
You've waited for this opportunity for over a century.
Waited, yes. Bided my time. And the moment has arrived.
But that's not why you originally agreed to help me?
No, that's not why.
Okay. No need to keep selling me on it. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need to punch something really hard. Or overthrow hell. I'm good with either of those things.
Did you see that, Apollo? You see, that is what a backbone looks like.
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies, according to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
Wait, what? Freddy's in Hades? What? Persephone, why didn't you lead with that?
I didn't want it to seem like I was playing on your sympathy, Grace.
But you'll play on mine. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
Technically, Apollo is also not allowed to be in Hades.
Shall I wait here, or...?
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace, and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
This is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
Come on, Hermes. How much trouble would you be in, really? What's Athena gonna do? Leave Olympus? Get her own dry cleaning? She needs you more than you need her.
Yeah, but Athena works so hard, and it's always for everyone else.
Sounds like someone else I know. Isn't there anything that you want, Hermes?
Oh. What I want is the truth.
Here's the truth. The favor's for me. If I don't go to Hades now, I'll never find out who killed Calliope.
And then Grace will be executed.
Okay. Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go. Welcome to the real underworld.
Wow. It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile. I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant. Orpheus isn't an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
And what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
But challenging him to a duel, though, that sounds fun.
I mean,
Who is
give
this
him 2 gold
Orpheus?
points.
The name sounds familiar.
Wow, the only thing he cares about is Eurydice.
A tale among mortals regarding how he
Oh,
once
come on, it was a
came to
good
the
joke.
underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice.
It was, but wrong person. You'll meet him soon.
Hades tricked him, you see. And with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
Yeah, you were thinking of Carone, which is the ferryman.
That is true. Yes, there was this minor mistake. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But you're about to meet Carone, and he's fantastic. He is so fabulous. Hang on.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come. It's time to cross the Styx. The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination. I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Kore Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Carone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
My name is Grace, and I'm here to save my friend Freddie. Have you seen her?
He says he has. She spoke a great deal as they crossed the river, and that made him very happy.
Happy? Why happy?
I don't imagine Carone gets much company these days, Grace. No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Carone. Stop asking.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him. See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him.
I will always encourage our fabulous fairy man. You see the hand that he did?
Throne room.
He is fabulous.
And he gets no vocal lines. That's all we see of him. Like, he makes that kind of impression in like 5 seconds.
I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story, every memory winds up here in the water. I used to dream that this river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes. Then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Ilia's dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
It wasn't your fault. There was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
Someone's coming. There's music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
I didn't belong here.
A wolf is waiting in the
But
tree.
that throne belongs to me. No one deserves it.
I can feel them howling at the
More
moon.
than I forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget.
that reeks
But you
of
can
an
bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Orpheus, I've been.
What happened to the music?
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny.
Benny is the composer playing that voice,
Let me treat you to a
which is ironic and funny.
welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
My friend is dead. Can you help me?
Loop. The river keeps secrets deep in the water. How far do you sink till you're buried below? I challenged the fates and found my Eurydice, but you had to kill her, and I won't let it go. You're asking the wrong person.
It wasn't your fault. How are you to react? It wasn't your fault. Now there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather die. The throne was stolen after I murdered the king. You should be grateful and thank me for everything. And yet you scream like a boy. You kick the ground. I was a slave.
Eurydice is gone because you did nothing.
Orpheus, there was nothing I could do.
I saw your whispers, poison behind your king.
Wasn't me.
If I cannot have my revenge, you're the next best thing.
His bark is louder than anyone's bite, and he's no match for your godly might.
You're right, killing is so unbecoming.
That's never stopped you before.
I did what I had to, Bard.
As do I, my former queen. As do I.
It isn't your fault. Hades broke you both down. It isn't your fault. This is a little ghost town. But you're forgetting Freddie. I just want her return.
Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
Hey, Levy! Welcome back, Andrew.
You both exist somewhere on the border between real and imagined, the living, the dead. So how can this place be everything you dreamed of? You both deserve more. You must let it go. You both deserve more than this stupid throne.
We have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
I could do the ultimate power move, but I'm not.
All that going around in circles, digging up old wounds, and for what?
And just sit down.
So you can fight over a chair.
Yeah, just take it.
There.
You dare. What gives you the right to interfere in this manner? That throne was not yours to break.
Yeah, but I don't really like it. Like, I took it whenever I did the kick-ass trait first. I didn't like it that much. I am totally for breaking it, though. And I do dare, Persephone. I do dare. It was junk anyway. It was old.
I'm sorry, it felt like the right thing to do.
Oh, Grace, you are infuriating. Is there a voice in your head that tells you to make decisions for everyone else?
There really isn't even a small part of you that knows this had to happen.
Knows what? I should toss aside something I paid for, bought with the blood of my husband? So what's your plan now, Grace? I assume you must have one after that big demonstration.
Listen, lady.
My plan? It's exactly the same as it was before.
You've lost me.
Come on, Persephone. Do you expect me to believe you haven't been waiting for this since you met me? You wanted to do this, but you couldn't. You needed to convince me, to convince Apollo, to convince Hermes to help you. And for that, you'd say anything, right? You'd tell us there was a way to contact the Fates.
Which there never was. You're correct.
And Freddy?
If the throne alone could bring somebody back from the dead, surely even Orpheus would have figured it out.
You're a terrible person, Persephone. Using someone's recent loss and grief to get what you want instead. That's shitty. That's why I broke the damn chair.
I should have realized it sooner, before we ever came here. I guess neither of us is as smart as we think we are.
And neither of us will get what we want today.
As opposed to your original plan, where that would have only been me.
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet, you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Nah, Persephone, you've already shown your whole ass. Get out of here.
Hey.
Freddy, you're here.
Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
But you sacrificed yourself. For me.
Well, yeah. I'd do anything for you, Grace. Hey, what was the alternative? I let the Furies kill you instead? That's not how this story ends.
This isn't a story, Fred.
Huh? You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it. Without me. Hey, no.
I guess this is it, huh?
Almost. I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Calliope? You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace.
My Eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
This is real.
I, guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
I don't get it. I thought the Eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then...
The Eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the Eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. It's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have. But I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No. I don't suppose he could have. It's a long story.
You don't mean to say that Apollo is responsible for your death, right? But his prophecy is.
Yes. It said I needed to die.
Someone else knew about the prophecy. Athena.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
I don't blame you, in case you're wondering.
You don't?
You didn't ask for all this to happen. You did the best you could, Calliope.
Thank you for saying that, Grace. Truly.
I can't be mean to Ashley Johnson. I just can't.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
It doesn't just involve you, does it? It involves me. It must, or you wouldn't hesitate.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but...
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh, Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
That's it then. Now we know the whole truth.
We need to confront Athena. Apollo, too, for not telling us what she'd done.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
I have to go back. And I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go.
I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go.
It's time to
Can I let go now? I won't. It's just not fair. We took our first steps together. Now you'd have me walk alone. You were always there for me. From heartbreak and through injury, we do it again, but now it's time to go. It's time to go. If I could bring you back, I would give it all to you, my best friend. If I could choose a muse,
You would give up godhood to bring her back.
any day, every day, a life for a life, Farishta. Please stay.
Grace, no. It's time.
Who knows what comes next? But I will face it beside you.
Fuck your wishes, you're coming back to life.
You've returned.
You did it. You actually brought me back from the dead.
Of course I did.
Did you get a chance to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her Eidolon is inside you. How
It
could...
doesn't work like that. The Eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy, how you warned her, how you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time, even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
You have literally the least amount of rights to be mad at him for lying to me about his intentions and involvement.
I am personally surprised she didn't punch him.
I don't think... No, not really. She's more of a words person. But still, like, nah. She actively planned and used me. He made it very clear from the moment we met him that prophecy being told to the person is bad.
You were trying to protect me, right? You didn't want me to share Calliope's fate?
I thought I could nudge you in the right direction. Help you find the truth without learning about the prophecy.
Well, you failed. We know it now.
Well, then it's done. You're locked into it, as is Freddy. Athena will want her dead, too.
You're right. I actually hadn't considered that part.
I'm so sorry, Grace. I never meant for this to happen.
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at.
Persephone, you are the worst person in this game.
I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. You're not the last muse any longer. After all, your Freddy isn't on trial. Yet if Athena believes you both need to die in order to save the idols, she'll find a way.
Look, about what happened in Hades.
Which part? The part where you denied me the throne, or the part where I lied to you so I could use you? You did what you had to do, and I won't say I didn't have it coming. It's freeing, in a way. I intend to keep my promise. We go to the trial and I'll help you, even if it means overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Great. Freddy, can we talk? Freddy, please. Whatever I did, I need to make it right. Talk to me.
Grace, she died, was brought back to life, and she had no say in the matter on either fronts. She's just having a day.
Hey. Freddy, are you okay?
No. No, I'm really not. Why did you do it, Grace? You brought me back. You made me the muse.
Man, what's giving up immortality for your best friend in the entire universe?
No, I'm serious.
And I'm not. Freddy, I'd do anything for you. Just like you'd do anything for me.
Grace, I told you that I was at peace with my decision. I've watched the struggles you've had as the muse, and now you've thrown them all on me. You didn't even ask.
You don't wish you were still dead, do you? Did I screw up?
I don't know.
I should have asked you first. I'm really sorry. It just kind of happened.
It's not that. It's not just that. I came back from the dead. And I was actually dead. And I'm not the same now. I've changed. And it's not just being the muse. I'm different, and so are you, and nothing between us can ever be the same again.
Of course it'll be the same. Why wouldn't it?
Grace, I sacrificed myself because I love you. I'm in love with you. And I have been for a really long time.
Well, that's ironic.
What is?
I, feel the same way.
This
I
whole
always
thing
have.
They sums up lesbian romances. This is exactly how it happens.
And they were roommates.
And they were roommates, and they never once talked to each other about their own feelings until this happened.
College, we started drifting apart. Why do you think
Literally, one of them had to die and come back to life for them to confess their feelings to each
All
other.
this time. And neither of us said anything.
I never said anything because I didn't want to lose my best friend. I still don't.
You still might. The trial's tomorrow. Athena doesn't know about me. Once she does, I'm the last muse. She's gonna want me dead, isn't she?
We can still get through this, Fred.
Yeah, but even if we do, I'll keep changing. And when I start becoming Calliope, will I still love you?
I don't know.
Now every word's been said. I can't think of any more to fix what's broken. So many books I've read, and still not a word of anything could reveal how this feels. Only if we could have been brave on time, knowing how we should have been loving all this time. You're overthinking it. We could be everything we wanted to be. What you don't get is death. I died. You and I are not the same people who we once knew. Only if we could have been brave on time, knowing how we should have been loving all this time. Only if we could just escape demise. I'll always love you, Grace. But is it too late
too late.
You only get that song if you're romancing Freddie. And it's so good because it's handling the fact that she had her feelings reciprocated way too late in the story. It deals with her having to deal with the trauma of dying. It's such a good song.
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
Is he okay? He left my place pretty upset. I'm concerned.
Oh, you're concerned. Well, I guess the rest of us just better get out of your way, huh? Look, I'm not stupid. I don't buy into this god crap, but I know Paul and the rest of you are not on the right side of normal. Even so, Paul is a good guy. Leave him alone. He doesn't want to talk to you.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
She's like a middle schooler.
She's like 16, right?
I didn't mean for it to end up this way.
They never say. Young.
So you've said. I'm more worried about you, actually.
Worried about me? After all you've been through?
I gave up a lot to bring Freddie back. I don't like losing friends.
When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
Well, couldn't it be? You said yourself, prophecies don't always work the way you think they will.
Yeah, that's true. I did say that. I hope you can forgive me, Grace.
There's nothing to forgive, Apollo. You did what you could for a friend. You didn't owe me anything.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
Thank you. Pan? Are you here?
So, are we not putting Athena on trial?
Pan!
Conspiring to murder an idol?
You'll see.
All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
Remember that all this happens within like a week. Literally a week.
You're not here to yell at me, are you?
No, I just wanted to talk.
Oh. Now you've got my ears quivering, Grace. Whatever could we have to discuss?
I know you weren't behind Calliope's murder.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you? Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die, just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
I don't want to be responsible for the idols dying out. I don't know how it could be, but what if it's true?
Then we die out. It's not that complicated. And if you're responsible, surely you'll have a good reason. Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
No. Pan approves of conspiracy. He likes conspiracy.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
Why didn't you tell me about you and Calliope?
What, tell you I loved her so you and Apollo could pick apart our relationship and then cast me as the murderer? Tell you I spent 2 years hoping she would return, only to find out that that was never gonna happen? Tell all of that to the one she was now a part of, who would one day remember everything we were? Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades, to have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
I'm about to be a colossal dick to Persephone.
Self-pity from the great Persephone. That's a new look.
How dare you? It's not self-pity, it's
introspection, remorse. This isn't your usual playbook.
Fine. I'm trying to change, Grace. Is that what you wanted to hear?
It's a start.
Do you regret it? Surrendering your Eidolon?
Not yet, but we'll see what happens at the trial.
I wonder if I could have done as much for anyone. You do realize you may have brought your friend back, only to doom her to a quick death.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You gave her your new life, and you get to walk away as if nothing ever happened.
Only if we survive. And I would never walk away from a friend. So this is it. You're back where you started, with nothing to show for it. Tomorrow we head to the trial. And who knows what'll happen.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. All my life I have been carried through. At the mercy of tides I lay unproved. But now I stand oar in hand, hoping my choices won't sink me. What can I do? If I'm a boat lost at sea, can I build sails, find a breeze, own my own destiny?
Okay, here we go. Hello?
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
Interesting tidbit about that little Adrift reprise that we just heard. If you don't give up the Eidolon to Freddy and bring her back, Grace, on accident really, uses her own powers on herself, and the Eidolon responds to her and kind of helps her through that little moment of crisis. I personally like her singing alone a lot better because it really emphasizes her lowest point here, and I really like it.
Care to explain how this is supposed to work? I don't exactly have an itinerary.
How this works is, you follow us. Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we? Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Extreme measures, such as murder. Would you sacrifice idols to save them, Athena? Seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
It is not unknown for a physician to cut off a limb in order to save the patient.
Oh, that's what you are? The heroic doctor, out to heal the poor, sick idols?
I am trying to save us! I will do anything and everything in my power and beyond to save us from extinction.
Anything, huh?
And who might you be, my dear? That's Freddie, the woman I love. And she's also the new muse.
That's impossible. Do you think
Hands, what the fuck face?
Grace is standing right here, alive and well.
You see how happy Hermes was?
Grace gave up her Eidolon to bring me back from Hades. Seems that's a thing you can do. Don't suppose that changes your plans for the trial at all, does it?
The Eidolon was not Grace's to pass on, so I'm afraid you'll have to share her fate, Freddie.
What you really mean is that she has to die because she's the last muse. And there can't be a last muse, can there?
I don't know what you're talking about, dear.
That is such a lie.
Tell them about the prophecy Apollo gave you, and how you've interpreted it. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
We spoke to Calliope in Hades. She told us how you sent the Furies after her.
You couldn't have.
Yes, she could. Just like she gave up her Eidolon to me.
Maybe you even knew that once, but you've forgotten it. Just like all the idols have. You don't know everything, Athena.
No, I do not accept this. You are lying.
You're the one who's been lying. Or would you like to explain to the idols how you murdered Calliope based on a vague prophecy? Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry hooray once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do. All I ever did, all the sacrifice, all I ever hid, trying to be nice, everything for you. But in any case, I always knew you'd throw it in my face. You're so controlling. Sorry, little bird, time to ring your deck.
If only you knew that you can't force the future. Only if only you knew it's not just another thing you can subdue.
Only if only I lived in a quaint little pond like you. Only if
you see it all. You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through. Tell me that your mind can't hear a single voice of doubt. All I hear is multitudes in one united shout. Let this go, Athena, and the next thing you'll see the idols wiped out.
I'm okay dying again if it's with you. You're the only place to be.
Athena, you know me. I'm not the kind who is ruled by emotion. But I don't wanna be a murder accessory.
You're not gonna do this again. We're not going through this again. Not again. I won't let there be another Calliope.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place? Give it time, you'll find even an island drift. You don't notice 'cause it only moves in teeny tiny shifts. There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this. I forgive you, Athena. Look into me. I know what I see. Yes, a monster
monsters who weren't monsters. I'm a monster to me. I'm sorry, Grace. I'm sorry, all of you. I wish Calliope could know it too. She does. She hears you.
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And? So you're in charge now, I'm guessing.
I am, though I'll admit, the victory seems rather hollow. The idols could still be dying. If that's so, then I'll simply be presiding over our final days.
Since you can't rule in Hades, you'll take over up here? Seems just as pointless to me.
It's not pointless. The idols will need help, now more than ever.
Perhaps what the idols need most is change. I don't know if I have any say in this, but have you considered rejoining the real world? Stop hiding in the shadows, get rid of the chorus and all its rules, and just help each other instead.
I'm with Freddy. How much has hiding really helped you?
We know what happened the last time mortals found out about us.
Maybe I was the only one listening to Grace's song. Surviving is what's been killing you. We need to do something new.
She's right.
I should know better than anyone the futility of doing the same thing over and over again to no result.
Is that a yes?
Yes. Heavens help me. But yes.
I didn't really want this chair anyhow. I agree. Let's do it.
Aphrodite's character growth is nice.
Just like that? You're sure about this? I was expecting more argument.
So was I. Usually we can't even order breakfast without arguing.
Yeah, I was not expecting you to just run with it like that.
We've all been thinking about it for years. It's what Calliope fought for, in fact.
I wish she could have been here to see this day.
In a way, she is.
If there's no chorus, does that mean idols just do whatever they want?
As much as anyone can.
And Medusa? She's off the leash, as it were?
Medusa has offered to live in the reliquary. Frankly, I think she's relieved.
As for the rest of us, we'll be subject to mortal authorities and their laws.
These authorities... Do you think we could ask them about Hephaestus?
Yes. Yes, I imagine we could.
What about Athena? There's no way she'll be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
Then you improved meek, Athena?
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
I have a few thoughts as to how you could go about revealing yourselves.
Oh?
You'll need to give any idols who don't agree time to hide, right? That means you can prepare a campaign.
Something online, maybe.
The idols would be stars before you know it. If you're famous enough, there's only so much that can be done to you.
That sounds like a good idea. We'll need your help with that, Grace.
I didn't say I was going anywhere, right?
Well, we have a lot of anxious idols to inform, shall we?
If it's okay, could we catch up with you? I'd just like to talk to Grace for a minute.
We'll be outside. Make it quick.
If you don't go with that idea, she goes back to school. So either way, Grace is okay at the end of this.
So, well, that was pretty wild, huh? You did it. You got through your trial unscathed.
We fulfilled the prophecy too while we were at it.
Fulfilled it? I thought we prevented it.
I was the last muse, and then you were. We were on trial, and now what's happening with the idols?
They're not continuing.
Not like before, no. If only Athena could have understood there were possibilities beyond mere survival.
I know things were pretty intense before the trial. I still don't know how I feel about us, about everything. And I understand if you wanted to get as far away from me and the idols as you could. Especially now that things are about to get weird.
You need me. The idols need me.
But we'll get by. Probably. What I'm saying is, you don't need to feel obligated.
I like being needed.
Oh, thank God. I was so sure that you were gonna leave. I mean, you're free to go now, right?
And miss being high priestess to the goddess of late-night lattes? Absolutely not.
I still need some time to figure us out.
I love the Freddy romance. It's so cute.
Okay, then. Ready to go out there and face the music?
Always. Of course you're all here. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
They just showed up. I didn't think you'd mind too much.
How does it feel to be the idol spokesperson appearing on every newscast, reputable and otherwise?
I'm exhausted.
The Oracle has been keenly following your progress. She records every appearance, every interview. She may be your biggest fan.
The way she talks, you'd think she never doubted who you were.
Well, at least she's been of great help to your online campaign.
A lot's been going on here, too. You want to hear the goss?
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Freddy.
You mean other than incessantly talking about you?
I don't talk about Grace that much. Do I?
I think it's rather commendable how you've taken the remaining idols at Olympus under your wing.
Well, someone has to do it. Just yesterday, I was teaching Athena how to ride a bus. She was so mortified.
All this while preparing for your next big venture. Busy is our new muse.
That's supposed to be a secret.
Wait, what's this?
Well, I figured once you were done with all the promotional tours, you might want to, I don't know, come with me. I mean, I thought maybe you missed being the muse. A little. So we could try the band again. Go on tour.
Now, if you don't romance her, and she's just your friend at this point, what they begin telling you is that she has been inappropriately using her powers in every situation that does not require them. For example, a funeral.
course she does.
Muse teams up with former Muse to spread music to the world.
I guess. Maybe.
That's awesome. I love it.
Good, because I've been arranging dates at clubs across the country. You two only need to give me the word.
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
Isn't she at all concerned about, being captured by mortals again?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
Since I know y'all are very concerned about Asterion, here we go.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the
Hey,
reliquary?
look, concerned.
Asterion
Big fluffy
is
boy
not
must be treated
currently.
right.
He's going to appear on the next season of that television dating show.
What? I thought that was just a rumor.
No. He is really doing it.
Asterion's rather thrilled at all the attention. Last I spoke to him.
I don't understand the appeal.
Of a giant bull man? Clearly, you have not been anywhere on the internet.
As for Hecate, there's little chance of her leaving the reliquary. I assume she's the same as always.
She is. Hecate enjoys the solitude. At any rate, she claims everything will change for us soon enough.
It is written, I'm guessing.
Naturally.
He is the star of The Bachelor.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Oh, boy.
I told you he'd be fine.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Oh no, not Sherbert.
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
You're saying Medusa is out there on the loose?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her appetite, so she asked us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her somewhere. It was her decision. The government is grateful. They even suggested we might see Hephaestus again.
Aphrodite's husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the war, but it would raise all our spirits to see him again.
Now, if you let Athena know that Medusa tried to eat you, you never hear from Medusa again. It is heavily implied that Athena kills her too.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
I have. She left the city, as she felt uncomfortable with all the attention on the idols.
Terrified, you mean?
It was more that mortals expected the goddess of wisdom to have sage advice, and she no longer trusts her judgment.
Nor should she.
You don't still worry about her, brother, after all she's done?
I think of her off in the far north, living alone in the wilderness, punishing herself until the end of her days. I know it's her own choosing, but it seems like such a waste.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
I see them online all the time. They're a big hit. Their videos are hilarious.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
And they get a lot of free shoes and concert tickets.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
It's pretty funny that that's how they've decided to handle Hermes, because let's be real. Hermes iconography is everywhere in our brands. Literally everywhere. You just have to pay attention and look. So it being so effortless for Hermes is 100% accurate.
Can we appreciate some of the pictures on the fridge right now? Especially the pointing at the bird.
I think they're trying to poke it.
Maybe poke it. But still, these pictures are hilarious.
Oh yeah, they're great. I like the one with Grace and Freddie. Look, they're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think she's got all of them. Like, you even see one with Venus over in the corner. And Medusa. So, like, it's clear that Grace has, like, been keeping tabs on everybody as she can.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Should we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
He's probably off fleecing widows out of their pensions as we speak.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
With him, he'll turn to a snake oil salesman, I assure you.
What about you, Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Soon, I think. All the attention on the idols is proving rather taxing.
Ooh, running away again, brother.
I suppose you could say that. Really, I just came by to see Grace and apologize one last time.
I told you don't need to keep doing that.
Yes, well, I'm glad things worked out as they did. You'll all be fine without me.
You know, one day you will learn, brother. Not today, but someday.
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not unless you count my many trips to Hades. No, it's business as always.
Trips to Hades?
I am no longer its queen, but I am still the most familiar with its workings. And Hades is changing. Perhaps it's the mere fact that the mortal world is aware of us again. I don't know. Or something else is stirring.
Oh, that's not ominous whatsoever.
Is this something we should be concerned about, sister?
Not yet. I'll let you know. As for everything else, the club continues, more popular than ever. The world turns. What more is there to say?
I like that she went from being its queen to exiled to its manager. She is the manager of Hades. I'm sure some of the souls want to speak to their supervisor.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Come on, Grace, we both did. And it was amazing.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
If you both don't mind, could Grace and I catch up?
Don't take too long, you two, or we'll start drinking without you.
Okay, so I have been doing some thinking, and I have something to say. The way I obsessed over you all those years, it wasn't healthy, was it? And maybe our relationship changing is a good thing. I'm an adult now. We need to do this over and do it right.
Does that mean you forgive me?
Within me there will always be something left behind in shadow. I'm tethered to you, I'm free. I've known I've loved you before. We were grown, never alone. Only, if only, we can be brave this time. Finally, Grace, you and me. It wasn't too late, it was fate. I've spent so long yearning, observing, seeking the light of your eyes. Now I return, nothing left in reserve. Your eyes, a sunrise. Only, if only, we can be brave this time. Finally, Grace, you and me. It wasn't too late. It was
It's so cute. And note, there was no glowing eyes. That was just straight serenading her, you know, properly. Oh, and even the end credits we get here are based purely on my choices throughout the game. Now, I was running it for a specific playthrough. There are 4 soundtracks to this game, and the one that I was following was called the Pantheon edition, so I called this a Pantheon run. It's not exact. The very first song, Adrift, is different in the Pantheon version because what's on the soundtrack is the single they released to promote the game before it was out, and that's not in the game. The second thing is one of the choices in the trial, I think it's the third choice, the one where the mirror came up and everything was red and the Furies were after you and you had to pick one. The way that's coded, and I think it's a mistake, it only tracks the very last choice you make in a song. For the blue, it's Phantom Pains, the one that Apollo sings. I think red is Challenging a Queen, which is the first Persephone song. And I think the green one is Aphrodite's song. But because it only tracks the last one, as you saw with Phantom Pains, I picked the red option even though I went down basically the green path, and so it switched to the red song. That doesn't seem to be the intention, because in the Pantheon edition it keeps, you know, the theme of the green path. So I think that was a bug, which is unfortunate. So, the trial is slightly different in the playthrough than on the Pantheon edition, but that's okay. I still picked the blue option, which is what it's supposed to be, and I'm okay with that. And also in the Pantheon edition, they also added in the friendship song, because there's a song if you choose to romance nobody. They added that in after Freddie's love song, because there's nowhere else it could go. I love this game. It's a very special little game. It's very unique. I'm very pleased. Dearest Katarina, any thoughts? Since we're just waiting on credits.
They've done a very clever thing. I just wish the story was a little more fleshed out and longer, but I know that with the complexity that it already was, that would be a big ask.
Especially since it was crowdfunded.
Yeah, especially that.
So, speaking of, here they are.
There are certain... Here they are. It's just certain parts of the story felt very... Okay, that's done. Okay, let's move on. Oh,
a little bit.
I know it wasn't the intention.
I don't know if I would count this as a no whoops run, because let's be real, any choice I made is the correct choice. Literally. Any choice I could have made is correct. It's literally impossible for me to get whoops in this game.
There are no wrong options, just different stories.
I mean,
I can see chat just fine.
Yeah, but say she's right here. It's okay. Hi, Levy. Yep, apparently. Levy says hi, Katarina.
Hi, Levy.
Levy, were you listening? Did you get to hear some of the good music? Good music. Is amazing. I was excited and I told Levy, like, oh, this game is so good. Da, 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 da.
Oh, yes. I mean, the music is very good, and just, like, knowing a little bit about how they managed to put it together is mind-blowing.
Oh, man, the trial, like that very last one, because it takes, like, the choices you've made along the playthrough and, like, applies it to that song, it could potentially have millions of different, like, versions. Now, not all of them are, like, super big variations, but, like... Yes. Yeah, she found me while I was doing 8, and I was ranting and raving. But anyhow, but, like, even, like, subtle things, like instrumentation and, you know, blah, 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 like little things, too, has variations. So there could potentially be millions of different versions of the trial.
Well, yeah, because they end up changing little things like the backbone instrument and stuff like that. Like, it's very cool what they've done. It's extremely cool from a music theory point of view. And then technically, that's a whole nother woe.
Well, and also, like, as I mentioned, each song that we run into technically has at least 3 different songs that it will branch into. And so the trial will take one of those songs, depending on what you're doing. Like, no, it's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, they've done a very good job. And the music is pretty damn good, too.
Oh man, that shit gets stuck in my head. It lives rent-free in my head every time I play this game for a good week and a half. They're all very catchy and very good.
For context, I believe this is her 4th playthrough? 5th. Sorry. 5th.
Listen. I like musicals. Specifically ones that are very clearly Broadway inspired, because that's very Disney-like.
It seems like they were very much attempting to do like a Broadway show's style of storytelling. So I would not be personally surprised that if this gets big enough, they will make it a stage play.
I'd love it. I'd be into it. Although it'd be really hard for anybody but Laura Bailey to, like, be Grace in my brain, because she did such a damn good job.
Yeah, that is the only issue, is that it'd be entirely recast.
Well, and also, like which version of the game is the stage play? Which one is canon? There isn't a canon.
Right, there isn't a canon run. So actually, what I suspect it would do is, because usually when you do a stage play, it isn't just there for one run, and then they move to another location. They're usually there for a few weeks, and I can see them doing, the 4 different album releases as different runs of the stage play.
That'd be cool. I still think that, like, them doing that, people would get mad because their experience would not be exactly the same. Yeah, this is not the Grace I remember. My Grace was super compassionate, and this one's an ass, whatever.
No, I know, but they advertise which run they were doing,
Probably. Still be neat.
Like they'd tell you, this is this run and this is that run. But yeah.
But anywho, that is indeed the end of this stream. Now on Friday, that is the word, I will be moving on to The World Ends With You, which is my favorite game of all time. It will only be slightly hindered by the fact that I have to use motion controls to do it, but the story's still amazing, so I'm just gonna have to grit my teeth and bear it, and it'll be fine. But I love this game. I would break my fingers for this game. So.
But yes, all be prepared for The World Ends With You. Same time, same place.
Are you gonna be joining me for that as well, or no?
That will strictly depend on work. Just trying to think of how to put that. It'll depend on work.
Okie dokie. Either way, The World Is With You.
you.